What is creativity? Creativity can be defined in a multitude of ways. There can be as many definitions of creativity, ways of thinking about creativity, as there are people who are interested in talking about and thinking about creativity. What creativity means to you is, in my view, very valid, very important. However, when we have discussions about creativity, it's important for us to be on the same page. And the field of creativity studies has converged on what's called the standard definition of creativity. So creativity, according to the standard definition, is defined as the production of ideas. In fact, it's defined as the production of original ideas that are also appropriate. So there's a number of key defining criteria here when it comes to being able to call these ideas that people produce creative as opposed to not creative. And those criteria are that those ideas must be original and they must be appropriate. That concept of originality usually is easy for people to understand. But the concept of appropriateness when describing these ideas is a little bit trickier. And the reason, in my view, is because the way that we use the term appropriate, or more often inappropriate, in our contemporary discourse, the conversations that we have on a day-to-day basis, our discussions, our discourse, is different than how that term appropriate is used here. We just talked about how creativity is defined as the production of ideas that are original and appropriate. When we're talking about ideas that are original, these are the ones that are unusual. These are the ones that most other people wouldn't come up with. These are the ones that are unique. Now, when we're talking about which of our ideas are appropriate, what we're really talking about here is the usefulness of those ideas. You know how sometimes you come up with ideas and they're very original, very novel, but they aren't really that useful. They aren't really that valuable. Those ideas would not fulfill the criteria of being appropriate, right? They're novel, they're original, they fulfill that criteria, but they are not useful. They are not valuable. They're just novel. So, what we're talking about when we refer to the appropriateness of our ideas is their use, their value, and sometimes how satisfying those ideas are. You might have had the experience of going to an art gallery or listening to a piece of music, and you found that experience to be very satisfying. You viewed a piece of art by a masterful visual artist, a masterful painter. The idea there, the visual idea, was appropriate. It was valuable. It was satisfying. Everybody loves a good Venn diagram. I'm going to use a Venn diagram here to illustrate this concept, this standard definition. You could see on the left, we have our ideas that are original, the ones that are unusual and unique. And then on the right, we have the ones that are very useful, the ones that are valuable, the ones that are appropriate. And we have the overlapping area of the Venn diagram. When we produce ideas that fulfill both those criteria, we could say that those ideas that we just came up with, those are creative, according to the standard definition.